Hello there, you delightful individuals, and welcome back to the wonderful world of thirst and vanity. Today we're going to be talking about Pride. Yes, the joyous, wonderful celebration and protest that is Pride. We are, of course, talking about the Pride marches that happen throughout June and, in my local cases, July. And it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love it. It's such an amazing celebration of people. People learning about each other, learning about themselves, questioning aspects about themselves to know themselves better. It is genuinely one of the greatest celebrations in its time, in my personal opinion. But it's also a fantastic way of showing that we stand against inequality, that we stand against the hypocrisy and bigotry and hatred of other people, when realistically speaking, people just want to exist. That's all they want. They want the freedom to be themselves and to love the people they want to love. You know, as long as it's all between consenting adults, what does it really matter? What does it really matter? What business is it mine of any of the sexual proclivities of my neighbors? Do you know what I mean? As long as it's all between consenting adults, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And that's one of the absolute joys of Pride is, like I said, it's a celebration of people being themselves. Now, last year, myself and my wonderful team at Ken, we do an erotic cabaret called Ken. Were asked to get involved to do their adult area. So we organized an entire afternoon of cabaret, of talks, of educational workshops, of features with stalls and Mesmac, which are like a sexual health charity. And we had this entire afternoon ram-packed full of activities and bits and pieces, and it was absolutely sensational. So wonderful and great, and I loved it. I loved it so much. It was unreasonably hot. And there was definitely problems with like heat and circulation, but it was one in, one out the entire day. Like literally we couldn't stop because there was so many people. There was so many people. It was genuinely invigorating to see how much enthusiasm people had for the education and entertainment that we were providing, you know? Unfortunately, this year, there wasn't that ability. We did reach out to Pride in Hull and say, hey, we'd love to do it again. They were very, very enthusiastic. However, there wasn't the money that there was last year. Last year, they had some extra money available, and which is the reason why they were able to pay for everything that we put on. However, this year, that wasn't available. So instead, we just went along. We went along as marchers, as protesters, as the LGBTQIA, to show our solidarity, not only with ourselves and our own sexualities and our own genders, but with all of those people that were there celebrating themselves and their own sexualities and their own genders, you know? So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you today. But before I do that, here's a word from our sponsor. Behold, the home of vanity. Would you like to get yourself some delightfully alluring merchandise from yours truly, the glorious ValenVain? Well, head over to ValenVain.com, where you can get your variety of sexualities. Oh, yes. Are you a frying pan sexual? Or perhaps non-binary? Would you consider yourself asexual? Or perhaps you charge into battle on horseback shouting, "For the gay!" Whatever you fancy, the home of hedonism is here at ValenVain.com. We have a variety of sexualities, a variety of different featured products, and of course, some fashionable things, including the Step On Me flip-flops. You want to step on ValenVain? We're not surprised. It's right there. The Step On Me flip-flops. So head on over to www.valenvain.com and pick up some alluring, delightful, and possibly egotistical merchandise. And now that's out of the way, back to Pride. This year, friends, I decided to make myself a brand new Pride outfit. And when I say make, I definitely mean adapt. I took an outfit that I had previously had, or elements of an outfit that I previously had, and went, ooh, what can I do to make this a bit more snazzy? I knew that I was going to be in with all of the Kinksters in the Pride March, like all the Leathermen and the furries. Quick note. Just because someone's a furry does not mean that they're into the kink of furryisms. Furry is a state of enjoyment, happy-go-lucky, but it doesn't have to be anything to do with being sexual about it, okay? Just clearing that up. You can be a furry and not have a sexual kink for furries. You can also not be a furry and have a sexual kink for furries. It's all okay. It's all right. Just enjoy that, all right? Consenting adults, remember. So yeah, I was thinking, oh, I'll go a little gothic, because I do tend to be. I like the gothic styles, but I was wondering how I could make something a bit more, well, goth, but rainbowy. Let me show you what I found. Here we have the joys of this wonderful dress that I stole off my partner. I figured with it being silver, it had a goth element, but a rainbow sheen to it. I took this jacket I actually won this little bolero jacket many, many years ago, and thought, you know what, that'd be a nice thing to adapt to be able to create this. I decided the best way to start was with a little string, a holographic string thing that was available from the dress. That was what tied it all together. And I thought I could use this to adorn the entire jacket, make a nice little, well, I started by thinking, oh, I'll cover the seams up, and that makes entire sense. And to be honest with you, I quite liked it. It was a pain to get it the right way round, pin it all into place, and I forgot how unbelievably annoying it is sewing things around sleeves, but we got there in the end. Wait. I completely forgot to make some tea. We all know that this is a tragic situation if you have any kind of crafting without a delightful hot beverage, and tea was definitely my choice there. To be honest with you, I thought that the idea of this wonderful little seam coverer was a great one, and I like the look of it. I like the way it popped against it. I also like the way it clashed beautifully with the buttons, but of course trying to get a tube of fabric that has been made into a sequin string into a good position where it actually shows off everything and doesn't look crap. Naturally, tea is what fuels me in all of these situations. I realized at this point that there was a whole load of extra fabric, but I decided that I wasn't going to worry about that until I'd managed to get it all sorted, managed to get it all sewn into place. But it did give me a lot more to be able to work with. It was as we were coming to the end here where I realized that I actually was missing scissors. So I found scissors, but in the process of finding scissors, I also found this little sexy little pauldron almost thing. And I was like, do you know what? That could work really, really nicely. The debate was thorough. Found the scissors, finally, got there, and managed to sew in the end of my little holographic seam coverer. I'm sure there's an official word, but I failed miserably for it. And then looked to try and make this little pauldron work and wondered whether it would. The asymmetry is something that I enjoyed, but at the same time, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure whether it would work or not with the entire outfit, so I decided to stitch it on. I figured if there was a scenario where I didn't have to wear it, then I could always just unstitch it. That wouldn't be a problem. With all the extra fabric, I realized that I needed to do something with it, and I thought maybe a little self-promo giant V might work. Then realized that I absolutely hated it and thought, you know what, I'll just cover the seams on the collar as well, stitch it all the way around, give that something extra to pop, and of course covered the seam on the shoulder that the pauldron was going to be stitched on. At this point, as I was going through it, the pauldron was growing on me. I liked the little juxtaposition of hologram with goth punk pauldron thing. The spikes made me very, very happy. I was thinking maybe at this stage I could do some kind of interesting detail at this side, and very quickly bailed on that idea. And here we have it. This is what the hologram seam coverings looked like up close. It was beautiful, it was glorious, it popped in all of the right ways. Now I just needed to work out what I was going to do with the extra bit of fabric that I had available. And I decided on a tiny little V. Yeah, I thought it was a little more subtle than having it on the back as a giant V, but it kind of just lended itself to the branding. You know, I enjoyed the branding. I enjoyed that little element of me in amongst all of the joys. And here it is up close. Look at it. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. And then we were turning our attention to the dress. So yeah, that took a day. We had a good time. I managed to get it all working and what have you. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to show you the crafting of the little sash thing that I made because my camera on my phone decided that it didn't want to record that. So you're just going to have to see the final product and deal with it. But that was the creation of the outfit. That was the crafting of the entire thing. Then, of course, I went to bed, slept beautifully, woke up at ridiculous o'clock in the morning, and put on my face. Oh, what an early start. Far too early, if we're completely honest with you. I had a shave, got myself looking delightfully pretty, and then started with the usual SPF. Friends, if you're going to be going out anywhere or doing anything, you should always put on a little bit of sun lotion, protect yourself from the UV radiation. Now, I know a lot of people start with their eye makeup, but I have always found it easier and better to start with the foundation. I find that it creates a much better canvas for me to paint my stuff on. Naturally, some tea was required. Then back to the powdering. Only I forgot that before the powder comes all of the highlighter. I wasn't together, as you can tell. I desperately needed more sleep and more caffeinated beverages. The highlighter goes right across under the eyes, down the nose, top of the lip, and then bottom of the chin. Then I decided to do a little bit of contouring with this little dabby stick that my partner recommended to me, and to be quite honest with you, it's absolutely fantastic. It really goes on really easily, and I really like that about it. Then beat my face with excessive amounts of powder. That's the way to get it right into the pores. Spray your face with hairspray, tea. Now I use hairspray here because I ran out of setting spray. As you can see here, I decided to go for the inner eye of a delightful level of silver, blending two different types of silver to create a bit more of a holographic look. I naturally used my favorite sugar pill eyeshadow in order to create that wonderful gothic look that I thoroughly enjoy. Getting it right under the eyelids, giving that bold look that I'm a big fan of. Then, in order to align with all the holographic nature of my outfit, I decided to add some glitter. A little bit of glitter throwing out there. Decided to add a little bit of glitter. Completely forgot that I had still got a bit of grey on there from when I did my eyes, but thought, you know what, I'm going to rock it anyway. Throwing a bit of grey in there, adding to the goth, but also keeping that glitter. Decided to put a little bit of glitter in my little soul patch tea. Oh my god! I completely forgot that after all of that, I thought I was ready, but no, I forgot to do my eyeliner. I almost walked out the house having not done eyeliner. This is genuinely a sin when it comes to makeup. Got myself this delightful thick eyeliner in order to create a nice bold image. Don't forget the waterline. Waterline is always wise when wanting to make one's eyes pop. And then naturally finished with some mascara. Mainly to color the eyelashes so that they don't look like they're covered in powder. And as you can see, it's all glittery and beautiful. Oh, wonderful. And there is the full outfit. Glorious, beautiful, asymmetrical, showing off an unreasonable amount of midriff. The V, the holographic nature of the bolero, my delightful ringlets, that delightful punky goth pauldron, and of course a little bisexual dragon eye. The full outfit I was really happy with, really impressed with, and just desperately hoped that I could have survived with it. Naturally finish with covering myself in sun lotion. I think we can all agree that I looked bloody amazing. There is certainly a level of vain that I lived up to. Vain by name, vain by nature, and this outfit really peaked it. There was a joy of the holographic nature of it. It had a hint of rainbow throughout, despite being beautifully gothic, and that's what I was aiming for, and that's what I genuinely believe I succeeded in. Also, didn't take that long, so made me very happy, you know? Then, of course, we went to the parade. So there we have it. The parade was done. The joys of the protest against inequality, standing up for the rights of trans people and the LGBTQIA as a whole, and of course, celebrating the joys of all of the sexualities, of all of the genders, and reminding people that you can be who you are, and when it comes to sexuality, so long as it's all between consenting adults, it's all okay. It's all right. We agree. We will not yuck somebody's yum. So yeah, that was it. That was Pride in Hull 2024. We have already talked within my little group, my little company, about how we can make our presence in the parade bigger next year, about what else we can do in regards to potential after parties, and of course, if Pride want us back for the education, entertainment stuff, then we'll happily do that, because I absolutely loved it last year. But that's all to be discussed when next year rolls round, you know? But we loved it. We loved being part of the parade. And yeah, I look forward to next year. I look forward to next year and all of the possibilities that could hold, you know? Friends, if you don't already follow me on the variety of different social media platforms, then please head over to Twitch, where I do live streaming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We chat shite on Monday evenings, doing a lot of different conversations about a lot of different topics. On there on Tuesday and Wednesday, we do different games of different varieties. Also, check me out on the good old TikTok, where you get kind of like shorter versions of all the stuff that I get up to, and whimsical facts about schmecks and all kinds of bits and pieces. And then of course you can check me out on Instagram, where you will see a lot more behind the scenes stuff, see a lot more stuff around Pride, some of the photos that were taken, that kind of thing, and some of the other antics that I get up to. Thank you very much for watching the video, friends. I would love to know, I would genuinely love to know if you've been to a Pride, and if you haven't been to a Pride, whether you would like to go to a Pride. What was your favorite Pride if you haven't been already? Stick them down below. I would genuinely want to know, because at some stage I would like to go around different Pride parades, and it would be good to know what people's experiences have been, you know? What are the good things? What are the bad things? What elements could they improve on? What would you love to see more of, you know? That kind of thing. Because I know for a fact that at least the local Pride are constantly trying to improve. Obviously, there is the constant politics of keeping sponsors happy, keeping the public happy, trying to make sure all the different things are happening, whilst remembering the fact that it is also a celebration and a protest until we get equality. And of course, if you liked it, press the like button. If you haven't done already and you would like to see more of my peculiar and bizarre antics going on adventures, then click that cheeky little subscribe button. And until next time, friends, don't do anything I wouldn't do, because if I wouldn't do it, I'll fucking kill you. All right?